Okay, you're on the record.
All right, gentlemen, we are on the record. Carlo is out sick today, so we are borrowing the Racing Commission secretary today to help us out for the special meeting. We have the boxer Carlos Sandoval in-house. We have Deanie Ray, AG's office. We have Christian Fashing, agency counsel, and the matchmaker for Sweet Science is also here. And we have Norma, previously in the Boxing Commission, who's going to help translate. The fighter is a Spanish-speaking fighter only. Mr. Fletcher, it's yours.
Thank you. Thank you all for your time and efforts on this. Let's get this started. I hereby call to order this meeting of the Arizona Boxing and Mixed Martial Arts Commission. Today is February 27th, 2019, and the time is 2:02 p.m. Would those commissioners that are in attendance please identify themselves and state as to whether they are here in person or via telephone.
This is Joe Pennington. I'm participating by telephone.
This is Scott Peters, participating by telephone.
And I am Scott Fletcher, and I too am on the telephone. Pressing on into item B, our license applications. B1 is the 2019 Professional Boxers New License Application of Mr. Carlos Sandoval per ARS Sections 5-227, 228, and AAC R19-2-C604 for persons over the age of 36. Mr. Meneses, will you speak to Mr. Sandoval's application, please?
Yes, sir. Mr. Carlos Sandoval is an over-the-age heavyweight fighter coming in from Mexico to fight on the Sweet Science card this weekend. His current record is 10-15. He last fought at the weight of 253 pounds in Florida in 2017. He lost in the first round by TKO 2 minutes and 28 seconds into the fight. He's been inactive other than that. He has been an active fighter, though, from the year 2000 to current. Has fought a number of opponents, different skill levels, including a fighter that was about a year and a half ago that was 20-0. Mr. Stewart is 6-0. Mr. Sandoval says that he runs almost every day about 20 to 30 minutes of cardio, does sparring in the gym, does speed bags. His current walking weight is around 240. Other than his record, just a little concerned just with his record where he's at with Mr. Stewart as his opponent. However, looking at how long he's been in the boxing game and how some of his opponents he's fought in the past, I think that we can go ahead and approve him for this bout. I think we should approve him for this bout. All of his paperwork's in order, so I would recommend to approve him.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Meneses. Thank you, Mr. Sandoval, for being here. Commissioners, questions? I know, Commissioner Pennington, you had some issues about part of the application, your inability to see certain pages, correct?
I can't read document pages 1 through 5. It's totally illegible.
Okay, I apologize.
That's his application form. I would ask in the future that whoever sends this to us check the PDF to make sure that we can read it.
Correct. I understand that. I apologize for that. That was me doing it, working by myself today and yesterday.
That explains
it all, right?
That
that was me trying to fill Carlo's role for the last 2 days, as well as we received these things electronically as well, and they were photos that someone had taken a picture of and sent to us, so that we can get it to you guys earlier. Right. We should actually have the actual hard copy stuff here with the commission on hand, so I do apologize. I can answer any questions that you can't see, or I can read you any information you can't see, because on my copy I can see it pretty clearly. Is there anything
well, let me just ask this question, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Meneses, in reviewing that application, is there anything that you see that would cause us to have concern about approving the license application?
Not on his license application, no, sir.
Okay.
I just ask that you guys just consider the bout they want to pair him with as well, and take that into consideration. And his record is inactive status, but nonetheless, I still think he's eligible to have a license, and I think he could defend himself in the ring with this opponent based on his previous fighting record. I just do think that Adam Stewart is going to be more skilled than him, just based on some of these last couple fights. The matchmakers.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Well, I do have one other question. I'm sorry. In looking at the record, it does not appear to me that Mr. Sandoval has been knocked out in the sense of an actual knockout in several years, if ever. So, based on that, I'm not all that concerned with his concussion issues or whether he has any. So I guess I'm just rambling on, and I apologize for that. So I have no further questions.
It's a good point, Commissioner. Commissioner Peters, thoughts, questions?
No questions at this time. Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Fletcher, if I could just real quick. Yeah, his last knockout was 2015. He's had quite a few TKOs pretty early on. His second to last fight, he actually went the distance and won his second to last fight. But his last one was the one I was talking about, was TKO'd in the first round. He's gone 12 rounds before, gone the distance, gone to the scorecards. And like I said, hasn't had a knockout since 2015.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Meneses, he's been in with some good people. And it looks like he may be getting in with another good person if this all comes together. Mr. Stewart, what do you all know about him? He's undefeated, I know that, right?
Yes, Mr. Stewart is a fighter out of California. He's come in to fight in Arizona a few times. He is currently contracted with Sweet Science to do these next two bouts. They're going to put him on, and then after this, he is being signed with Iron Boy to do some fights over there. He is a good fighter. He's definitely in good shape. He's definitely got the speed and the power and the punches. And so I think it's at this point really going to benefit Mr. Stewart more from a fighting standpoint, for him to gain some more experience, since he's still pretty new in boxing with only 6 fights under his belt. But yeah, looking at Mr. Sandoval's record, he's fought people that have been more formidable opponents in the past as well.
Yes, fair enough. I, too, have no further questions. If there are no further questions from anybody, is there a motion by chance?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant a new professional boxer's license to Mr. Carlos Sandoval per ARS 5-227, 5-228, and AAC R19-2-C604, being a fighter over age 36.
Thank you, Commissioner. We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations, Mr. Sandoval. We look forward to your upcoming fight.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, thank you all for your time. Item T is executive session, which would be tricky since we're all sitting on the phone. I don't know that there's a reason for it. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Nothing
I
here
have
in the
no
room.
reason, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, very good. D is call to the commission. Commission members wishing to ask questions or make comments must be recognized by the chair. Commissioners, thoughts? Comments?
Mr. Chairman, I do have a request, and let me just check my calendar. I think our April meeting is, Mr. Meneses, do you know just off the top of your head the date of our April meeting?
I don't. If you give me just a quick minute, I can pull up
I've got it.
Okay.
Well, I'll have it here. It looks like we're on the 10th.
Okay, yep. Yeah, Cassie just informed me the 10th is correct.
And I'm still in Utah until the 12th. So, Mr. Chairman, for our May meeting, if we could have a more detailed update on the legislation that we had proposed that the governor's office did not want us to pursue it at this point, or felt as though there are other priorities, I would like to pick that back up in our May meeting when possibly all of us could be there and really start looking at that in preparation for 2020.
Okay, I'll ask Mr. Fleming.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah. Please, Mr. Menezes, if you could add that to our May agenda and have our ducks in a row prior to that, that'd be great.
Awesome, got it down.
Okay, terrific.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I also wanted to speak to our UFC card. I thought it was a spectacular success from our perspective. We were in the room a long time. That was 9-10 hours to be in the building, but it gave me a chance to spend some time with Dana White and a lot of the other important people at the UFC, and we are very well thought of, and I think we'll get more events because of that. I just can't thank everyone involved more than I already have. It was a really good event, except for that fight, but it was not our doing. We handle our business.
You mean the main event?
Oh, dear Lord, yes. That I just feel badly for Kane on that one, but the stuff behind the scenes, the stuff the commission does, couldn't have gone smoother, and I just applaud everybody. They'll be back because of it, so congratulations.
Thank you. And then just so you know, from a ticket standpoint, we compared last year's ticket sales to this year's ticket sales, and it was a 25% increase in ticket sales from last year's UFC event to this year's UFC event. So that was obviously more money for them and more money for the Boxing Commission.
Dana White did tell me. Yeah, Dana White told me they were 40% above budget on the gate, and I did see the TV ratings were the highest in 3 years for them too. So it was a good show for them as well.
And then just lastly, since we're talking about UFC, Paul Felder was released from the hospital this week. I stopped by and saw him last week. Dr. Feinstein had advised me he was admitted to the hospital for his medical issue. And so I stopped by and visited him briefly. He was in good spirits. He, public information, he posted himself. He went under surgery last week for a collapsed lung. They were able to repair it. He is still here in Arizona, waiting to get clearance to fly back home to Philly. But he has been released from the hospital, and he's in good spirits, and he is going to start training as soon as he's healed.
That's terrific. Thank you. I'm glad he's on the mend. There were some curveballs in that card. He did not look like a winner coming out of that ring necessarily.
Yeah.
And Mr. Menezes, I want to thank you for going by and checking on the fighter. That was above and beyond, and I really appreciate you doing that.
Sure thing. Thank you.
Absolutely. Any other thoughts or questions? Okay. Let's jump to the call to the public. Those members of the public wishing to address the commission must identify themselves and be recognized by the chair. Would anyone from the public like to chat with us?
The two people present said no.
Okay, very good. That leaves us into F, the announcement. Yes.
Let him say what he wanted to say.
Just real quick, Jose Espinal from
Yes.
Sweet Science Matchmaker, he was just going to say something. Go ahead.
Gentlemen, I just wanted to say thank you for your
please.
time.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you coming down, and we look forward to your upcoming event.
Thank you.
Item F is the announcement that the next regularly scheduled commission meeting will be at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, March 13th, 2019, which leaves us nothing but adjournment. If there's a motion and a second for such.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, I think we'll just continue this meeting for another hour or two. So, I move we
We're doing
adjourn.
Stonewall.
Yeah.
We have a motion. Is there a second? All right. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. We are adjourned. Thank you all for your time, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you
Have a
all.
good day.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Yep.
Time.
Take care. Bye.
Time is 2:16 p.m.